Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about going on dating apps while also identifying as trans. So I actually ran a poll on my Instagram of whether you want to see this video or whether you want to see why I got my tattoos. I'm actually going to do both because they're both good ideas, but I'm going to save the tattoo video for another one because the dating app won out of everything. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you are new to my channel or you don't know, I identify as trans. So I'm sorry if I keep looking over there because like people are doing work and I'm just like kind of interested. I don't know why. But so dating while trans, yes, I identify as a trans woman. I have been transitioning since 2014, I want to say, so for almost 5 years. So, to keep everyone updated with my journey, all I do is take hormones. I've had no surgeries. At least not yet. I don't know what I want to get done first. I've always thought about touching my face, but everyone like yells at me. And I'm starting to like love my face a little bit more and more as each day goes by. So we'll see where my journey takes me, but that's all I've done so far, just to keep everyone in the clear of what's going on with me. So I actually recently made a Tinder, and it's been interesting to say the least. So before I get more into the video, I want especially to help other trans girls who want to make a Tinder or want to go on social, or not social media, but like dating apps in general, to like talk about their themselves and get to know other people. There are 3 types of men you'll kind of like meet in the world, whether it come in real life or on dating apps. So the first kind of man you'll meet is a chaser, and I think everyone knows what a chaser is. Even if you're cis, you know what a chaser is. That type of person who fetishizes trans women or just anyone in like a certain person in general and chases them. Period. Then you have the person who's like kind of experimenting. So that person isn't really comfortable with their sexuality to be open enough to like talking to a trans woman, or open enough to like fully grasp the idea of having sex or having a meaningful relationship with a trans woman. So that's the experimenter. And then there's a third person who is an all-around nice guy who does not care how you identify as, is just a normal person, is just trying to get to know you for you. And you always want to get that number 3. So now that we've kind of, maneuvered and we've gotten the terms down, come on, Bang, chill. So now that we've gotten the terms down of like what you kind of encounter in the daily life, especially for like trans women, especially in my perspective, we can now talk about dating. So with dating, I've always, I think I had 4 boyfriends. Well, the 4th one, I don't know if I would consider it a boyfriend. It was just a year-long situationship. But the first boyfriend I met through actually online, through Tumblr actually, he messaged me. The second one I met through a dating app. I don't remember which one it was though. I think it was like new at the time. And then the third one I met through a friend. And then the 4th one was a friend of a friend. So yeah, that's how my dating life has gone. So now that I've kind of like learned from each relationship and like maneuvered and bettered myself and made sure that like I can be the best me and still evolve, it's kind of hard meeting new people, especially like in 2000, like almost 19. It's kind of hard because like you have so many people at your fingertips. You don't really know like who to pick from, and I feel like a lot of people think that way, so they always want to see is the grass greener on the other side. So it's kind of difficult to like secure somebody, especially like I feel like for the most part what I've encountered on Tinder is everyone just wants to have sex with each other. Like no one really cares to have anything serious, which isn't like what my end goal has been. It's all my new formula, especially with like dating, has just been not even formula, but like my mentality is go into it without the expectation of like this is gonna be my man, because if you go into that, you're kind of just setting yourself up for failure, because if you end up like finding this person attractive and up liking them and like it doesn't go to according to plan, you're kind of like screwed up in the head and just like ugh. But don't go into it just letting someone walk all over you. But dating while trans on these apps, the things I've encountered, like from the first one, oh my god, I can talk about my date. This video's gonna be fun. So the first time when I started, the first week, because I've had it for 2 weeks, I want to say, I matched with like a few friends on there that I knew. The first one, I guess I'll take is an example of like someone who was new. He would be a number 3, which was a regular guy. He was very cool, very easy. He was very nice to talk to, but the date did not go well. The first date, we had just finished eating, watching movies, and doing all this. And out of nowhere, he whips out like drugs. I'm not gonna say what specifically, but it was a hard drug, and I was just like, okay. So I definitely threw me off. I for some reason decided to like not really think about it and just kind of move on. So like, okay, let me see what more this person has to offer, and I just did not see it going anywhere. I was just like, this is kind of bad. Then, so we stopped talking right after that. It was just like all we did was kiss. That was it. It was just a hot ass mess to say the least. And then, as I start to swipe more, I don't know the terms of like swipe left, swipe right, I don't know what that means, but I swiped on like this one person, and we were talking, and it was all good, and then they automatically made everything sexual. And I don't understand what people perceive when, especially when it comes to like trans women or someone that isn't like a normal cis white woman. And I hate to be that person, but like I've noticed that like if you're not within that category, it's immediate, like especially with like women of color, like it's exotic, it's like something different from what they usually choose. So you see this person as something new, a new flavor or whatever, and you're like, oh, I just want to know what it's like to be with, you know, a black woman, a trans woman, whatever it be. And it's immediately treated as sex, and I counter that a lot. They're like, oh, what's it like being with you? You know, what's going on below the belt and like stuff like that. And these are all very invasive questions. These people had balls, let me tell you that. Like they genuinely would just ask me the most invasive things about like how long I've been doing this, of like what's surgeries and X, Y, and Z, and it was just like really weird, and that would fit into the experimenter category. It was very odd, and it's just like, why can't we just have like a normal like conversation? Like, why does it have to be this right away? Because you know, I'm down, like I'm a very sexual person, but like why does it have to be that I can be very sexual, but I at least know how to contain myself? And I feel like a lot of people should learn how to do that, especially if you're like, even if you're just trying to fuck, like at least wait until you get on like the first or second date or something. I don't know. But so we talked about 2 categories, and the third person I've encountered was the fetishizer. So basically I was in the fetishizer and the normal person who will mean number 3. You can kind of get those kind of like mixed up together, because I have been fooled, let me tell you. So like there's this guy I was talking to, very fucking handsome, and I was like, oh, I'm so about it. So then tell me how, like on the 2nd or 3rd day of us texting, it's all about, oh, I'm so happy you're trans, like I've only ever dated trans women, like blah, 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 just really egging that on. I'm just like, why? Like, why are we talking about this? Like, I just want to get to know you, like, how's your day going? Like, what's your favorite color? Like, anywho, so it's just like, what? So like, it was just like, you quickly diminished any chance you had at that point. I was just like, this, you really fucked up, but whatever. And I started encountering that, and the problem with that is you'll start dating, you'll start talking, or like you'll kind of start getting involved with this kind of individual who is the fetishizer, the chaser, and it's a hot mess because you think they're there for you, but they're just there because of the title or how you identify as, and it's kind of disappointing, and it just makes you feel like no one really is gonna love you for you, for the personality that you have. So it kind of like makes dating a little bit harder, because you have to differentiate like who's who, essentially. But not to say Tinder has been a whole nightmare. I actually did go on a date with somebody a few weeks ago, actually, and they were super sweet. Everything was really cool. They paid for dinner, everything. He got money, and everything was really nice. So everything was going cool. It's just like I just don't have the time at that. I didn't have the time at that point. A lot was going on, and we just stayed friends. And I think he's talking to another girl, which is like so cool. Like I was really happy for him. And so it was kind of like, it was like whatever is meant to happen is meant to happen. That's how I kind of view everything. Whatever is meant to be will happen for you. To kind of wrap all this up, Tinder and online dating in general has been, and it's also a little bit more easy too, because you don't have to have that conversation that I'm trans or ease it into there, because you know it's right there in your profile. You don't have to really explain anything, and if they keep bringing it up, then there's a problem. Then there should be a talk. But other than that, I think it is a little bit more easier, especially for like trans women who want to like put themselves out there with dating, or even like hooking up, or just, you know, what have you. So that's been my experience. That's, you know, my takeaway from it. Those are my little tips and tricks when it comes to talking to people online. Obviously, also be safe. Let your friends know who you're with, who you're going with. Let them know all the tea, and just go from there. The last thing I'll say is know your worth, set boundaries, make sure people are respecting you for the person you are, and know that like you don't have to just take the first person that loves you or says, you know, appreciates you for you, because, you know, every person deserves love. So yeah. Other than that, that has been my experience dating, or going on social media apps to like go on dates or whatever. But yeah, it's been an interesting experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to make another video next time. So until then, bye guys.